Good morning, friends. This is time for the trade plan for 19th of June 2020. Yesterday I had two or three videos. I hope they were beneficial to all, and particularly the swing video. I have shown the swings earlier on the trade plans, and yesterday I wanted to uh, tell people to think in terms of swings rather than trends, because lots of people are simply expecting March style action every month, and that is the reason you get wild targets of 7500 and 6000 and 6500, etc. So having said that, let's look at what sort of interesting patterns I have found today. There is a pattern which happens on the 20-day moving average, and which is a very, very effective pattern. Let's see if we can uh, talk about that here. This is the Nifty 15-minute chart, which I had shown yesterday. Okay, now this is the daily chart of the last 3 months. Now, what happens here is this line here is the 20 DMA, the red line that you can see. Okay. Now the principle of this 20-day moving average is that if the price is moving above and below this 20 DMA, and at some point it starts to hold the 20 DMA here, okay, then chances are it will start to move up strongly. Why? Because this zone was sideways, and now this sideways is turning into a trend, and that is what I can see is happening here, and hence we should expect this sort of action with a initial target of 10,400 to 500. Okay, I hope all of you have been able to see my poor drawing and will understand what I am trying to show out here. Similarly, let's now study the Bank Nifty chart. Again, you can see a very similar situation where the market is moving above and below the 20, and here we are holding the 20. So you move above, below, above, and this time you have held on the 20. Hence, you should expect this sort of action in the days to come. This is one of the best patterns on daily, intraday, weekly, on whatever time frame. If the market is sideways and at some point it starts to hold the 20, chances are that the market is beginning to get into some sort of a trend. So this was the pattern I wanted to tell you about, and because of this pattern, from here you want to buy into all kinds of decline. Okay, so like I said the other day, that there will come a time where you will find that the channel is ready to break or start to trend in one direction. I am not able to draw this. Let me see. Okay. So we want to draw a segment, or what we can also do is draw a channel. So this is your channel. I would ignore that, you know, 9877 bar, this one, because this is an outlier. Now, what is observed here, that this time around, this channel, the price did not come to the bottom end of the channel, and it has reversed, you know, from a higher zone. This basically means that we are likely to break on the upside. So again, you have a second confirmation where the channel, where the price has failed to touch the channel. So the idea is that uh, the odds are very strong that the market is going to start some sort of a trending movement. So I would stay put in my long positions from here. Having said that, on the Camarilla, today's Nifty supports are 9918 to about 9995, and resistances come in at 10,147 to 10,224. On the Bank Nifty, support comes in at 20,363 to about 20,638, and resistance comes in at 21,186 to 21,461. So these are the levels on the uh, Bank Nifty. Today, Reliance has received another large investment. Do not try to buy into Reliance today when it gaps up. Wait for it to cool down. But I am seeing several bullish patterns on many financial stocks. So chances are that the financials can move up from here, although they are still lagging the Nifty. But there are very clear patterns now where the market, a lot of stocks are showing you patterns which show that a breakout on the upside is imminent. We can have choppiness, we can go down, etc. But overall, as long as you know you hold on to say 9900 to about 9950, I think the upside could be surprising, because the market has been stress tested because of all of this border news and Supreme Court, etc. And this is now a very strong market which is in an upswing. Similarly, in the US markets also, S&P 500, let's see if we can see the chart, is showing you great amounts of resilience. And even there, we should have upside happening fairly soon. Okay. Yesterday we opened lower, and then we have closed, at the high point of the day. Once this 2 or 3 day consolidation is over, I would think the US is likely to fill up this gap and move on. It has already cleaned out this large bar that we had the other day. So my sense is that at some point, the US markets will also move higher. On the domestic Indo-China front. So far, it appears that hostility is not imminent, and hence the market is recovering because that uncertainty is going out. Let's see how that plays out. But for the moment on the chart, the price action seems extremely strong, and you should try to buy on decline, hold on to long positions, and try to ride this at least till 10,400 to 500. 200 EMA is around 10,520, and I think uh, an excursion up to there could be possible. Okay, now one more chart we can look at is the weekly chart. This is your weekly bar. Chances are we are going to close around the highest point of the week. So this decline is basically taken out by this positive bar, and the sense is that uh, after a 1 week correction, the market is back into its bullish situation. Similarly, this is the weekly chart of the Bank Nifty. Again, what we can see is from lower levels, it has recovered, and I would think it could close at the high point of the day. That should be all for today. Take care, trade well, and please consult your financial advisor.